You want to say all praises and honor to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all our brothers out there push the truth. In all sincerity and in all honesty. This is a brother from James Jamaica Camp, Yashimai.
Shar, Shapal.
I want to do my video. And a follow up for the brother. We have a channel name. I'm not quite remember my name. Channel name. I believe in channel name James Shapal Rakah. A video on this whole Prince Harry saying you're awake to the world is basically this world created basically so-called white people. But hey, Esau Edom been knowing these things for a long time. You see, to let them like pretend, but the good part about it, reach the end, of them kingdom, You see, reach the end at the final second at the last minute of Esau Edom kingdom, You see, the Esau Edom kingdom is crumbling right before our eyes. You see, because we live in a time when the Lord outside, but basically, come back and remove the so-called white man from out of power. And after this coming destruction, slavery for them. And after 1,000 years in slavery, hardcore slavery, every single one of them going to get wiped off of the earth. So this is them kingdom. And the scripture says too. In a lamentation, can bring lamentation, my brother? Lamentation 4. We want Lamentation 4 and 21.
This is Lamentation 4,
verse 21.
Verse 21.
One.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Context say, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, which are you so-called white people. Because I found the kingdom, this is true. We're not the one in power right now. Build the kingdom of our 4 parents back. And living it up. But no reach at the end of the kingdom. So you say, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, which are you so-called white people, go on.
That dwelleth in the land of Uz.
That dwelleth in the land of Uz, go on.
The cup also shall be passed through unto thee.
So the cup also shall pass through unto thee. The cup of slavery. All the curses that we go through as a nation, is it basically put upon you. You see, people say that. Everything we go through, they're going to go through it double time. This is the cup also shall be passed through unto thee, go on.
Thou shalt be drunken.
And thou shalt be drunken, go on.
And shalt make thyself naked.
Go on, exactly, go on.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished.
So it's the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished. So reach the end of our punishment now.
O daughter of Zion.
O daughter of Zion, go on.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
Go on.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
So you're going to pay for every single thing we as a nation. You see, it's a win at that time now. Because, like I mentioned, we reach the end of the kingdom. This is full of kingdom, but we reach the end of it right now.
He will discover thy sins.
Go on.
So this is an article from CNN World. So Prince Harry says he had an awakening on racism in a world created by white people for white people.
Exactly.
So the Prince Harry has described his awakening as his awakening to the existing of the systematic racism, saying the world that we know has been created by white people for white people. Right? Harry says that he only recently recognized the full extent of racism in everyday life. Right? Telling the UK Evening Standard newspaper, I have an awakening as such of my own because I wasn't aware of so many of the issues and so many of the problems within the UK, but also globally as well. I didn't, I thought I did, but I did not.
And quick point to show say the white people are Edomites. They Job said the world is given into the hands of the wicked.
And the earth is given to the hands of the wicked.
Right? And a white person
so
say the world is created for white people. Right? So whose world it is? Who is the wicked?
So-called white man is the wicked.
Who is Edom?
Malachi 1 and 4, tell him.
Right?
So Harry and his wife, Megan Duchess, right, of Success were talking to the newspaper from their home in California, right, at the start of Black History Month, which is marked in every October in Britain, Right? He said, when you go into a shop, when your children, with your children, and you only see white dolls, right? Do you even think, right? That's weird. He said, there is not a black doll here, said Harry. Right?
Because you know, the white supremacy thing I push, you know, from going back from during the time of slavery. You know, with even with the whole Willie Lynch thing, you know, on the east side, you know, been working on people's mind, you know, from them time they're coming up to this time, you know. So the reason why people behaving the way they're behaving now, you see, because of east side, you know, even out in Jamaica, you have a lot of our people out in Jamaica bleach out them skin, you know, because in this society, you know, so-called white people, you know, they will get accepted because of them kingdom. So they want to basically look like who? Master. So they destroy the mind of our people. You know. See, because they were put on the forefront as a, you know, they're supposed to basically be like. They have a woman in our nation now, you know, with them leprosy here, you know, because, hey, they want to be like who? So-called white man. You know, because so-called white, as I mentioned, so-called white man destroy the mind of our people. You see, but now we don't time now, Lord, how Bash Shai, you bring back the elect. You see, because it's all about the elect. It's all about the how Bash Shai elect. You see, because elect going to come out of this, you know, this spell. How Esau Edom have people under. A lot of people have heavy on this whole Stockholm syndrome. You see?
As I speak about skin, that's really this part of so I use that as an example of one just one example of we as white people don't always have the awareness of what it must be like for someone else in a different color skin. Of a black skin to be in the same situation as we are. So we are so we're the world that we know has been created by white people for white people.
Exactly.
This is 2nd Ezra 8 verse 1. And he answered me saying, the Most High had made this world for many.
Suppose the how Washington shall make this world for many.
But the world to come for few.
But the world to come for few, because our kingdom gonna basically build out of the dust and ashes of this wicked one. Right. All these nations, all these Eden nations, they get them time for rule. You know? Coming down to the last leg and the Roman Empire. All them get them time for basically rule you. You see, and now we need time now, Lord, the how Bashmir are going to put us back, you know, in our rightful place. You see me, and all these nations are going to be tributary to us, just like during the time of King Solomon, King David to King Solomon. They have all these nations tributary to us. You see, but now we are finally get the kingdom, you know, forever and ever. Yo,
say, okay. So Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11.
What?
I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding.
So the point I want to get from the scripture, go on.
Nor yet favor to men of skills, but time and chance happeneth to them all.
Time and chance happening to them all. So all these nations get them time for basically rule. Right. You know, get them period of time for, you know, or them season for basically rule. You see, so now it's our time. You know, the Israelite. You know, the scripture said the world was created for our sake. But now we now basically inherit it. Right. But we have about to, you know, receive that, that inheritance. Right.
And can add a point to Prince Harry, you know, in growing up a family of riches, man. You know what I mean? When we recently awakened because he married a so-called black woman. You know what I mean? So when it reached him doorstep, you know what I mean, and the issue has been brought up, you know what I mean, and him see the backlash where this whole relationship where I bring him. I mean, that's when him start to think. You know what I mean? Because the most race privilege of a white privilege, or white supremacy. So it's Harry is 6th in line to the British throne, but the decision he and Meghan made in January, right, essentially retire from the royal family and move to U.S. St. Tremor through UK most recognized institution. See? So since stepping aside from the royal duties, the Duke and the Duchess have been more outspoken about issues, right, such as racism, right, and legacy of empire early this year, right. They said the peer encouraged the UK to reckon with its colonial past, right. They highlight the wrongs of the historic involvement in the countries that now make up the Commonwealth. So when you look across the Commonwealth, there is no way that we can move forward unless we acknowledge the past. Or it said in July, it is not going to be easy in some cases, it's not going to be comfortable, but it needs to be done because guess what? Everybody benefits.
Everybody benefits. That's what you must say. And as you mentioned, Esau will never basically, give out people, what they want. Years, part of years, people been asking for reparation. Esau, Esau don't feel like you owe the old people nothing. You have one of them. What do you come here again? I think 2017 or 15. I think 2017 one of them. And I think Prime Minister or the President they come out here in Jamaica. I quite remember her name. And I'm ask basically reparation. And the same time I tell them basically build a prison out here in Jamaica. I have a lot of people out here that complain about the whole prison thing. Say they want to give a prison as basically gifts. Mouta Baruka, they complain about it. So the so-called white man don't feel like he want old people nothing. See, but old people feel that somehow, this man will finally accept them, give them acceptance. How about Shimei Shai the one gonna basically put us back in the rightful place? The Heavenly Father want to basically give us over in the hand of the so-called white man. I mean, the only one can basically take us out. And deliver us out of this basically oppressive society we're living in. There is no other way. Remember that?
Tree transgression.
Yeah.
This is Amos 1 verse 11.
What?
Thus said the Lord, for tree transgression of Edom.
Can't you pass for tree transgression of Edom? Who are the Edomites? So-called white people. Shall true people call Edomites today? Go on.
And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
So Heavenly Father saying I will turn away the so-called white man punishment. Go on.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword. Go on.
And did cast off all pity.
The so-called white man shows no pity, even until this day. No pity them shows you. The kind of got hatred, but Heavenly Father basically put in him. If he hate us, see, because we are basically fight for one. Now the womb, twins were in a Rebecca womb. So we are finding that womb basically an enemy. So we can never be friends.
And his anger did tear perpetually.
Go on.
And he kept his wrath forever.
So even until this very day, the so-called white man have got hatred for us. God is still there. A lot of people go to learn the hard way. They can't learn the easy way. When you're in the highways and the byways pushing this throat, tell now people that this is the right way. What here in you. You see me? Turn back to the Heavenly Father. Top seek acceptance from the so-called white man, because I never basically never get that from him. This is the right way. Heavenly Father one gonna give us them, basically pour upon them basically our wrath. Heavenly Father say put theme anger in us. For basically, judge all these nations, especially with the so-called white man. Go on.
But I will send a fire upon Timon, which shall devour the palaces of Basra.
Go on. So.
This is Hebrews 13 and verse 14.
Go on.
So for here we have no continuing city.
Go on, we have no continuing city. So it's the so-called white man kingdom. As Prince Harriet said. This is the so-called white man kingdom. And we've been telling our people over the years. So this is not our kingdom. This is not life. We're not living our life right now. We are slaves.
Was our
Go on.
could have keep laws and statutes.
Gone.
The Yahushai would be the head. You know what I mean? You know, see, but our people love for really in a slavery, man, in a depressive kingdom. You know what I mean? Because our people don't want to leave this place.
Gone.
They want to depend upon the bread we fall off a master's table.
And the crumbs.
The crumbs.
Crumbs, they like eat the
Yeah,
crumbs from
crumbs.
Martha's table as the parable Yahushua speak about.
Right.
In a Luke 16.
So, for here we have no continuing city,
God.
but we seek one to come.
We seek one to come, we seek the kingdom to come, our kingdom. Where we finally can basically be at peace, yo. We can finally rest. This is not our kingdom, yo. Our people, a lot of our people, they can't basically receive that, yo. And we can't see it because Heavenly Father want to basically blind them from seeing these things, yo. So they might just continue to believe, you know, some of them are going to find, you know, some farmer, but they might be been speaking about, or leader out here been speaking about prosperity, you know, in the society. But that's not going to happen because this is not our kingdom. Hebrews 4 and verse 9.
So this is Hebrews 4 and verse 9. So there remaineth therefore a rest for the people of Yahushai.
And there remain a rest for us. The kingdom is already prepared for us. You know, the Heavenly Father already prepared the kingdom for us. You know, all we have to do is basically finish the work. You know, we're going to basically receive it. What? This can't compare to what the Heavenly Father will give to us. You know. Scripture said that. Eyes have not seen, neither enter into the heart of men the things that the Heavenly Father prepared for us. The Israelite, you know, starts with the elect on this side. Go on.
For he that is entered into his rest, he also sees it from his work as the Yahushai did from his.
Go on.
And
So verse 11, let us labor therefore to enter into that rest.
And that's how we are doing right now. We are labor. We are putting the work here to enter into that rest. What?
Lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
And I would say a lot of men fall out of this truth because, you know, they lose faith and go back out of the word. You know, so we basically right now our work, you know, and push this truth. Hopefully, we continue to push this truth until the end. You see, because the way we want the kingdom, because also this is not our kingdom. It's still a slave. Even Baruch said to you, we are yet stayed in our captivity, where the Heavenly Father has scattered us. We will be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our father. So we're still a slave unto the so-called white man. What?
this is Ecclesiasticus 10, verse 5.
Verse 11.
Oh,
verse 8. Verse 8.
Verse 8.
What?
Because of unrighteous dealings,
Because of unrighteous dealings, what?
injuries and riches got by deceit,
And riches got by deceit. So-called white man got the riches by what? Deceit, yo. By rob. You know? Slaughter our people. You know, tell lies on countries and take the resources, use the media and this and justify themselves, you know, if attack countries, yo. Have to pass certain bills in order to basically get certain of these nations and resources, yo. Go on.
Yeah.
So super say, read again, brother.
because of unrighteous dealings,
Go on.
injuries and riches got by deceit,
Riches got by deceit. So so-called white man getting riches by deceit. Go on.
the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
So so-called white man kingdom or power will translate it from them to us. You know, very soon, because as I mentioned earlier, Lord Yahushai, you know, gonna make him a rival in, you know, soon and remove the so-called white man from out of power. You know, and set up a righteous kingdom out of the dust and ashes, you know, this wicked one.
Right?
And we gonna have so-called white people as slaves. As I mentioned earlier, for basically 1,000 years, they're gonna pay for everything gonna do to us here. So you said double unto them double. So they're gonna go through double time what we go through as a nation.
So the scripture says, the saints shall take the
Kingdom, yeah, and possess it forever and ever. Gone.
And the scripture also say it will be an everlasting kingdom.
Gone.
So this our kingdom to come in now doing that way. As I could say every empire
Gone.
over time to rule. You know what I mean? And then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, and then it come to an end. But this kingdom which you are approaching now, you know what I mean, which are ruled by the Israelites, is going to be an everlasting kingdom.
Exactly. So with that, I say all praises and honor to Yahweh, Barashim, and Shai, Barashim, Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all our brothers out there, push the truth in all sincerity and in all honesty. Shalom.